Why don't you do the intro?
Oh my God, I'm terrible.
Well,
okay, I have to think about it.
Yep, I'm gonna be you.
Okay. I'm not good. Okay. Good morning, my friends. This is episode 40 of Floss Toss. This is new. I've never done this introduction. I'm doing really well. Okay. Episode 40. And thank you to all the new viewers who have found us. And thank you to all the people who are coming back. Keep coming back. This is my friend Rachel from Treehouse Knits, Fiber Arts.
And this is my friend Sue, Legacy Fiber Arts, and at Knit24 on Instagram.
Thank you.
Good job, Sue. You did a good job.
It's all yours.
We thought we'd shake it up a little and let Sue do the intro. And didn't she do a good job this morning?
Well, I'll work on it. I really, again, well, no, this doesn't follow our rule. I'm the starter, you're the closer. In this instance, you're the starter and I'm the closer.
Never thought of it that way. We all have our gifts.
Yes, we do.
Anyways, we welcome you. Hit the like and subscribe button, would you? We won't mention that again.
I like the would you.
Sue, I think all of your Periscope friends are dying to know how your eye appointment went this morning.
It went very well, very well. I do not like the eye doctor. I'm afraid of anything to do with my eyes. And like, I'm a patient who's incredibly honest. Like when the doctor says, do you exercise? I say no. Like, I can't lie. I'm incredibly honest. Mm-hmm. And so I had to tell him my fears around cataracts. Mm-hmm. I had to tell him how I don't want anyone touching my eyes. And he was so wonderful. Oh, and up until now, I've been kind of like hesitant with him. And it was the greatest visit. I have no cataracts. He's going to improve my glasses. He said he could make me a separate pair of glasses for stitching. He said, yes, you can't incorporate that closeness in it would be too difficult. I'm going to wait and see how the new prescription works. This is far too much information, but I literally walked out of that office saying, you have made my day, have the most wonderful day. And it was the nicest visit. I was in there for 15 minutes tops.
I was going to say, you texted me that you were on your way home and I was like, it's only 9:30.
Well, let's talk about it. No more puff in the eye. Thank you, God, because I can't do that. He just gets mad at me. And no more drops.
Yes.
I'm so grateful.
I know I didn't have drops the last time too. Is that a change, or they have new technology now that, who knows? I think the eyesight thing is something that many of us are interested in as stitchers, because you can't do it without having good vision.
Right. And go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I don't know what I was going to say.
And then I asked him this question that's been really bothering me for a long time, is how I put magnification over my glasses. And I said, is that harmful to my eyes? Because I was feeling there could be a chance. He said, absolutely not.
Oh, good.
So I'm light as a feather today.
Well, I need a pair of glasses that I can really see my stitching well, but then I can see the TV when I look up, or if someone comes in the room. I don't know.
Do you not have bifocals?
I have progressives. These are just regular readers, so I can see the screen. I'm just all over the map. I have an appointment coming up. I'm going to take my stitching with me.
Well, he seemed to really get it. I forgot to do that. You had suggested that. And I just said, I do very fine needlework a lot. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about the glasses being up. He said, so I can get you something for up here. And I'm like, well, I don't really hold my stitching like here.
No.
So I have a feeling just this tweak in my, it's going to be good. And so I was like, well, I'll see you in 5 years, jokingly, because that's how often I do these things.
Yeah.
No, I said, I'll see you next year, and kind of, ha, 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 like he knew that wouldn't happen. He was like,
Mhm.
no, 2 years is fine.
Oh, you really had a good appointment. That's great.
Great appointment. I can't tell you how happy I am.
Mhm. I'm curious, people out there down below, if something worked really well for you with your eye doctor in getting a pair of glasses that you can see up close and you're happy with stitching, let
Mhm.
us know. What kind of combination do you have?
Well, because think about it. If I chose to get those glasses that were really for closer, um, I stitch and watch videos, or I'm always up and down. Like I'm never 100% looking at
Yes.
fabric. So I honestly don't think that that's something that's going to appeal to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll let you. We'll both are getting our eyes done this month. Mine's coming up too, so we will share with you what we find out. But if you have any insights, let us know down below. You know, before I go any further, I want to say hi. I want to say hello, a cheery good morning to 5-year-old Rachel, who's Hannah's daughter, Hannah R's daughter. There's a 5-year-old named Rachel who enjoys our show with her
Oh,
mom.
Rachel.
And her name is Rachel. So I wanted to say Hannah said she enjoys seeing Rachel.
Oh,
Rachel enjoys
okay.
seeing Rachel.
I will go
So
to the background then.
no. She loves Sue too. But we have the same name. So thank you for mentioning that. That was so sweet. And I hope you have a great day, Rachel.
Yes, Rachel. And oh my gosh, get stitching.
Yeah, let us know what kind of crafts you like to do right now, Rachel. Maybe
Mm.
your mom can help us and type down below and let us know. Okay, so that's why we always keep this very rated G.
Yes.
Bring your
Okay.
children, your grandchildren. We know how to hide things so they don't know what we're saying, but you do.
I know. I do find that to be for our brand, and even with Legacy Fiber Arts, that's been the way we go.
Yes, yes. Okay, so another thing, people are mentioning our opening and closing music.
They like it.
They really like it. And somebody asked me what the name of it was, and I said it was Clowns in Cars. I was wrong. It's even better. It's it's called Drunks on Bicycles. Okay, so if you want that, that's on Ben's sound, I think.
I love your editing skills. I love you. And I know it takes that does add a lot to the process, but I forgot which one you did that was hysterical.
It's just part of the creative process. Sometimes it's like, oh, I just want to get this thing out, but sometimes more than half the time I'm just having fun doing it. Okay, then we had a couple of questions. How do you handle a big piece of fabric when you're stitching?
I always work on very large fabric because I'm too lazy
You
to
do.
do the initial cutting. So yeah, it just sits in my lap, all the extra fabric.
Sometimes I'll roll it up just if I'm on one side, like you'll see later in our big pieces. I'll just roll it up so that I have a little less. Sometimes I'll try and put a wonder clip on there. I know when I used a hoop, I used those spool peels that everybody was using. I don't think I have one out here. That's the nice thing about Q snaps and hoops. You can really roll it up, then attach it to something. But it's a lot of finagling.
And bunching.
Don't worry about bunching. When you iron your piece and stretch it, it'll be beautiful.
Exactly. I tend to try to get it to the place where I can finally cut it. That's always
Yes.
my goal. It's just sheer laziness on my part. I mean, the biggest piece I ever did was, what was that one? The black one.
Oh, was it? Anne Grimshaw?
That's the biggest piece I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like you just kind of, it's not a piece I would take out and about and work on. I want to be in my comfortable chair with it.
Yes.
I don't look at those pieces as being really portable.
No, I agree. And that's the beauty of stitching in hand. You're working mainly from the front of your project, so you don't have to deal. You just have to make sure you're not going through like folded layers, which I did in the beginning when I first got back into stitching with
I've
one
done
of my
that
projects.
before.
You just like stitch in that corner that's coming under or something, but yeah, you get used to it. You come up with your own way. And you're right. The big ones, you know you're not going to do that on your commute on the
Right.
subway or
Right. Like I usually have, like, that's when I'm sitting in a chair, like even in my office, quite often I don't work on a large one. I want to be really settled and
Yes. That's an in for the night kind of thing, isn't it? Or
yeah.
Sunday morning or
Mm.
yeah. Okay, and then we have one other question. Any cons in using the loop method? Last episode we talked about using the loop method as a way to secure your floss when you start.
Mhm. For me, it's I don't use it when I'm using an overdyed thread unless I don't care and I want it to be like a more tweedy look. It's the same as, it's kind of this, in a way, it's the same effect as if you don't cross each stitch individually with an overdyed thread, which
Mhm.
I do if I want that look.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's if it's DMC, it's always loop method, unless then what happens if you have a smaller area and you've got a lot of thread left, then I will use that in a normal way.
Yes. Same. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really the only con. And you can't use it when you have one floss, one strand. When you're using one strand, it has to be an even number.
Number, yeah. So 2, 4, I mean, not many people use 4 anymore, and
Mhm.
I mean, 6 would be for like that, like 11 count or
Yeah.
stern fabric. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so those were our questions from last time. Thank you. If you have any questions for us, leave them below. I kind of feel like Sue and Chelsea and Priscilla with their
Yeah.
questions.
Gosh,
Oh,
everybody gets so many questions. I'm always like, wow, you guys get lots of questions.
I know. I'm always thinking that with their video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Should we get into the stitching?
Yes.
I have a finished object.
You have a finished object?
I do.
Let me think. Do I know what it is?
It's an FFO, actually. It's a long-awaited FFO, and I did this by myself. I decided I wanted to try using your technique with the pinning that you showed a long time ago, and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch had a tutorial. I've watched a bunch of tutorials, and I finally found the sequin pins. You need like shorter pins, right, when you do it?
Oh my gosh, Rachel, did you leave the pins in?
I did.
See, that is a whole different thing. I don't leave pins in, but I think that is gorgeous.
Well, it's okay. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on framing, so this is a Hobby Lobby frame. It's not perfect margin wise. It's an 11 by 14 frame, but anyway.
Is that wood? Is that wood or
it is. It's a wood. It's kind of like a rough. This is a lighter shade and a darker shade.
So the inner piece is wood. It's not a matte.
Nope, no matte. It's all wood.
So pretty, Rachel.
I tried so hard to get those lines straight. That was hard.
It's hard.
It was really hard for me as a beginner. And this area, this is called Tannengefluster. It's in the Alles, I don't know, what's it? It means whispering fir in German.
I love it.
And it's by Ulrike Blotzheim Design. And I actually started this in 2020. So it's taken me a long time to actually finish this. This was on 28 count Zweigart mushroom Lugana. I'm holding 2/2. It's all what's the floss? Anchor floss for the most part. There's some DMCs, but it's like almost 20 different greens in there.
Beautiful.
I have like sunlight coming in. Sorry about that.
Put it to the other side.
What?
Put it to the other side of you.
To the other side? Oh, yeah, then I'm just in it. That's okay. This is 2/2, and the tension was tougher. So it pulls, I don't know how to explain it, but
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it just the amount of stitched area would pull more because it's more heavily stitched?
I think so. I don't know. I think because when
Yeah.
I laid it down, it just kind of had a little bit of a ripple going when I just, you'd lay the unfinished or the finished object on the table, but
It's beautiful.
it'll work.
And I like the spacing. I do like the spacing. Like, yes,
Okay.
it's more on the sides, but it works.
Well, this says Tannengefluster here in white. So when you see it in person, it's bigger than the green frame around it. So it does, I don't know, the margins are okay.
Looks good. Looks great.
All right. So anyways, my first time I tried the framing. If you want to, I really followed closely Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, her framing, personal framing video. But yep, so all done. I think that's all I needed to say about that.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
We won't see that ever again. I feel like we
Unless
spent
you
a lot
come
of time with that piece.
We have since the beginning, I think.
Yes.
Because it is number 4 in my project book.
Thank you. You're so organized.
Well, I have to be. Which reminds me, we have an organization segment too.
Oh my gosh. I know.
When should I do that?
You tell me.
Okay. Why don't we talk about stitching? And when we're done with stitching, I want to share with you our organization bit.
Okay.
No finished objects or anything?
Well, nothing like making me feel worse than I already feel.
You really don't have anything, Sue?
I've got nothing.
Wait, Sue, are you sure you don't have any finished objects?
I honestly, I have been like the first week, I got a lot done. Like I started a piece and got a lot done. I'm not going to show that first, but I feel like I've been turning in circles for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have a time like that where like, I know I have so much work to do. Like I keep getting the fabric club. That's like what's really weighing on me.
Mm-hmm.
But the linen portion is done. But so I'll feel like, you know what, I just don't have the energy to really sit down and work today. I think I need to, kind of regroup and take some time. But as I'm trying to regroup, I'm really half working. And I'm literally like wasting time doing nothing instead of just saying, you know what, my brain needs to rest today.
Yeah.
So that's what this week has been like. So I feel like I have not gotten a lot done, but I needed something that was very simple, that needed no.
Oh, back to that.
Yes. It needed no back and forth with the chart. Excuse me. It needed no color changes. It just needed mindless sit with the needle and thread. I am enjoying this so much.
What is it?
This is, okay. Thank you for asking. Hold, please. I must go to my pile. It is. And then I thought I think I have it here. Oh, I was thinking how like my goal was to do a house a month and it's only March. So not that I've done the other one in January, but I can count it as I did.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. The Hocus Pocus fill.
I love this so much. Little Percy's walking around back there.
I know.
So yes, so I love it. The only part I'm really like frustrated with is in order to start the next one, I've got to get out my light box and I've got to cut the fabric and it's a process. But I think when I finally get to do that, I'm going to do like 2 or 3, like enough of this one at a time, like have a pile of them so that when I'm in this mood, this is what I can work on. So
what a great thing to pick up when you're in that flit around kind of mode. You can't focus because that's just one color and it's just it's paint by number.
That is my exact problem. I can't focus on anything. So I'm just wasting time.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not working, I might as well be doing something I want to do or something that I need to do that is work related.
Right.
And then it's 4 o'clock and I get energy. It's like, oh, now it's too late.
4 o'clock is the end of the day.
But I have to say, in chatting with lots of people, this is kind of the state of the world right now that we're in.
Yes.
I just think there's just so much to take in and so much to process that we really need to start taking time.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That is just now. Have you started cutting fabric or anything, or you're just
no,
working on the stitching for it?
I really want to start cutting the fabric and doing I think they're 9 patches. 9 patches. Because I think I can handle that no problem.
Oh yeah, it's the on pointness of it that I don't understand how to do, but you can figure it out. I don't know, but all I know is Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop does not like doing quilts on point. So then I'm like, that equals it's hard and not fun.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I will talk
You can do it.
But
you can do hard things.
Yes, I can. Wait till you see something that I have to show at the end. Remember this and then wait till then.
I wish we could have like a quilting weekend where we could take our you take that, I'll take my flowers, and we'll pump it out.
I would kill for that. I am so in need. I have to show you the first one for people who haven't seen it. I am so in need of being with someone else while creating.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this alone creating.
Me too. Oh, that's just so cute. Look at those pumpkins on the bottom. I just want to color that in. I want to take like watercolor or crayon.
We'll talk about that near the end.
Oh,
yeah. But so, yeah, I'm really feeling that right now. Like I think that's the piece. Like I wanted to, on these restless days, it's like, I want to call a friend and say, come knit with me or come stitch with me or
or like a really nice coffee shop that has a fire and some big club chairs, leather club chairs we can sit in, and a little coffee table in between us.
I know. I feel like that would fill my soul.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I know. I feel like this is not uncommon. I feel like most of the world is feeling this way right now. So that's help. Not that I want everyone to feel this way, but it's helpful to know it's not like just me.
Yeah, no, and it's okay if we take a little breather and not maybe reframe your idea of wasting time.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what that means, but it sounded good. We'll come up with something. Okay, can we both show a project we're both doing together and it's part of a sal?
Oh, I didn't work on it, but I will show it. Hold on.
We are both doing, oh, sorry, Sue, I made you get up. We are both doing the Mary Morgans by...
Oh, Fox and Rabbit.
Fox and Rabbit, of course. Yes, and we're part of the Mary's Rose sale with so many lovely friends online. Have you posted yours and used the hashtag yet and looked that up? There are some really fun, amazing stitchers in our little sale with that we're doing with Tiger Lily Carey.
I love
friends.
I love that she knows the people in the sal and that we're all doing it together. I've never seen a sal. It just feels so unique. Like she'll say, I have 12 friends now.
I love that.
Because I'm one of them. So it makes me feel super special that I'm in that club. Anybody can be in that club. You just tell Carrie. But there's something about it. It warms my heart every time she says it.
Yes. So if you don't follow Carrie, go check her out at Tiger Lily Designs.
Carrie.
Oh, okay. So here's where we are at.
Did you work on it?
I did. The sun will go away soon. I got the whole border done. I'm so sorry, Carrie, and others that freaked out about when I said, oh, thank you, Sue, for telling me that it's not.
But you You said to Carrie, and you're right, like it matched. Don't worry.
I know.
It's a
Exactly.
miracle.
I mean, she wanted to use it as a marker for, what's the word? She uses a good word for it, not location markers, that you know that you have to go 10 stitches from that bump and whatnot. But
I agree, but you know what? I quite often work off of the interior. So if she just shifts and works off the interior space, I think she'll be fine.
totally.
I
I
felt
have
terrible.
made
I wanted to yell into the screen like, no, 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 don't worry.
No, I have made so many mistakes on this one, and I've hardly done anything, but there are so many, the letters, I am off by one. You can't tell to
Oh.
the naked eye. No one's going to know. I am going with Jean from the Addict's philosophy of never look back. Did you know that? She always says, if you can just make a way to work with whatever mistake there is.
Well, I also feel like you are much better at embracing and not looking back. You really are. Because I remember when I worked on that piece for Charlie, remember I was off, and by the time I finished it, I was like,
Yes.
that wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah.
I always go by that feeling in your gut. Like, is it driving you crazy, or are you okay with it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are some that you got a lot more done than I saw last time.
Did I work on it more?
I feel like you did. You really
That
have
rose.
you've got your Sioux trail going down, which I always love.
It's
For some
ridiculous.
reason, I'm just going from the top corner down. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to get to the rose like you guys.
I want
Um, I
rose.
do have 5 more, I think. Not kits, but I have the hard copy pattern and the floss. So
Okay.
if you want to look at any of our other fabrics, I'm not sure when Sue will be dyeing 16 count Ada in Nor'easter. Not to put Sue on the spot, but I guess there's a couple people that would love that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll talk later about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the time frame would be, but I wanted to just mention, I think it would be gorgeous as well on New England Gray. I think it would be gorgeous on, oh gosh, the one I love on everything, Covered Bridge.
Covered bridge.
If you want to go with a more traditional look.
But you know what? I love this fabric so much.
I know this really, look at how different our fabrics look in the different lights. Mine looks a little more steely blue. Yours is coming almost like a green.
It's a greeny blue in this light. It is so pretty.
It is so pretty.
I do love it. Look
I
at
love it.
colors.
The colors make me so happy. I honestly,
We talked about it last time. It took me a short while to adjust to such craziness.
I was worried about you because you texted me. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy.
It's crazy, but now I love it. And you know what did it for me too? Chelsea loves this piece.
Oh, that helps.
And I think that made me go, oh, okay. Like I didn't know. It's so unusual. It's so unusual, but
yeah, but it's not. That's the colors that were on the
know.
backs of many samplers, right?
I know.
We're not boring girls that all wanted prim color.
Talk about giant fabric.
Yeah, look at you. That's funny.
Ridiculous. I love
Yeah,
it.
the colors are so vibrant and fun and unusual, and they work together, and they just make me happy when I'm doing it. I want to keep taking pictures of it all the time.
I agree. I'm in love with it.
Mhm.
I'm in such need of an entire day of stitching. I'm in
Yeah.
such need of that. This is going to just put me over the edge in that case.
Oh, I know. And this is my first time at 40 count, and I really don't feel any different than 36. I mean, just a little, but
See, no, I do. I feel a big difference, but again, I'm getting new glasses.
yeah, it makes all the difference. Now, I don't know, not that I'm right, we're going back, but some people use like a magnifier close to the stitching. I couldn't do that, I don't think, because I'm a little more.
I used to have a light, they were the rage
Yeah.
20 years ago. It was on wheels. It looked like a medical light, right?
Yes. Yes.
Pole and wheels, and you'd bring it over and it was round and it had the light and then the magnifier. I was nauseous.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, I can't do that kind of magnification because it moves. Like
Yeah.
you touch it and it moves, and it's like,
Oh my gosh.
I know. And I paid
Yeah.
a fortune for that light thinking, and no, I don't
Yeah.
even know where it is anymore.
All right. You sure you don't have any finished objects, Sue?
Shut up. I do.
Oh, oh yeah, you do. See?
See,
She's so cute.
I made a baby doll.
Yes, you did.
So there. I have another piece though that I restarted. Do you have another piece?
I never have finished objects lately, so I'm just
Okay.
teasing you. Any other whips you want to share before I share my whips?
You go first.
Well, I only have one
Me too.
to share. This one, it was my main focus of the 2 weeks. I got so inspired to work on it, and I also came up with a whole concept around it.
Do I know what it is?
Yeah, you do. Well, I don't think I've showed you because I wanted it to be a surprise. I'm getting a little bit farther. Let's see here.
Oh, I love this piece.
This is my Saviour's Praise.
You're getting far.
It is a lot of stitching. I mean, this is like 2 weeks worth of my stitch time, if you can believe it.
That piece feels as big as, why can't I remember the name?
Anne Grimshaw.
It feels as big as that.
I don't know if it's just because it's a lot of changing of the thread, not a lot of fill-in so far. But I have decided that this is going to be my family history piece for one branch of my family that just all the matriarchs of it, starting with my great grandmother, Maria Brunner, who I don't think you can see from here, but over there is her spinning wheel that she brought over from Germany. So I'm going to incorporate a spinning wheel in some way. This is her right here. And I think I might put the spinning wheel above her.
Did you create her, or is she part of the pattern?
No, she's part of it. And Lori Holt inspired me to go this route because she also went this route with her family. But I'm going to put the initial of the family somewhere in here. And then I'm going to put her daughter, which was my great grandmother, who owned the florist in town. And I mean, this is all the flowers and the bouquet, which will be perfect. And then her daughter, who worked in the florist, she was a businesswoman before she married a pastor, my grandpa. So just the whole, incorporating the whole of Saviour's Praise, the fruits of the Spirit. I think these women in my family really lived out a lot of the fruits of the Spirit, and it just clicked all of a sudden. So I'm going to put their initials on here, and then my mom and my aunt's initials. So it'll be perfect. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the tree section with the cardinals on it. And I think the cardinals may represent maybe their husbands that have passed, something like that. I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to be changing the very bottom section, which I don't think I have. Yes, I do. Hold, please.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Your grandmother isn't still alive, is she?
No.
Because mine was I'm trying to think. I can't remember, but she saw like all her grandchildren graduate from high school, but too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your grandmother did?
My grandmother. So my kid's a great grandmother.
So that's the whole piece.
I love it.
And this I might change that and make that our hometown church.
Oh,
I'm going to find a church because my grandfather, Lutheran minister, they were all very God-loving, God-fearing people. Yeah, and then I think like the house down here, I'm going to make the first house that I lived in as a child, the farm that I talk about. My great grandmother owned that land and that farm. And so there's a connection. So I'm going to do something that'll look like the Gara, which is what we call it, because it was in a little town called Gara outside of my hometown. Yeah, it's just this area down here, I might change up, and I'm not quite sure because the verse doesn't do anything for me. So something will come. I know it will.
I
Part of
love
me was
it.
like thinking outside of the box, like, can I find pictures and somehow frame it so the pictures of the ladies are in there, or a piece of something that I don't know. I'm brainstorming. So I'm just loving this. I'm having so much fun. I mean, even the ship that's how they came over, you know.
Your history is so rich and you know it all. That's the part that it's so impressive.
I think everyone's history is rich once they really,
They know it. That's the
yeah,
problem is like if you don't learn it.
yeah.
And I had one grandmother who passed away earlier than I mean, I had grandmothers for a very long time. I didn't have grandfathers for a very long time. They died young.
Mm-hmm.
One of them would have just gone on, and I just
Mm-hmm.
never, I wish
Yeah.
I had. I kind of
Yeah.
pick my mother's brain now, but she doesn't remember, or like she's not good with dates, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible with dates. So,
Mm-hmm.
but oh, it's so interesting. I love
Well,
it.
yeah, and I really see this as something that I would love as a family thing that gets passed. If not, it's going to my hometown's museum.
Yes.
You know, seriously, if nobody
Oh,
wants it, I want it in a museum. I think I'll even do a little write up and stick it on the back.
mhm.
And my yeah, yeah. So that's where I'm at with it. It's just inspired me. This went from a project to like, oh man, I can't wait to keep working on it. And I'm using this book. It's got churches I can kind of start from. It's got spinning wheel. It's, you know, so I'm really excited about this. This is kind of turned into my little family sampler. And I started this and have been working on it throughout the whole pandemic, which is when I started those calls with my mom, my aunt, my cousin. We
Yeah.
talked about each different branch of the family. And this branch really, to me, is the one that I grew up with the most
Mhm.
and know the most about. And so anyway,
It's so cool.
I'm
And
excited.
well, and I have to believe your boys are going to be interested. Like
I
it,
feel like they
they are.
will.
I mean, it's who you are. All of this
Yeah.
is who you are. So that
Yeah.
makes it different, I think.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to finding other samplers like this that I can tweak but I'm not going to force it. All of a sudden this just kind of came to me. I think I woke up and the thought while I was laying in bed, it just came out of my sleep. I can't explain. It just was like this epiphany. This is what I'm going to do.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited about it. So I think that's all yeah. And this fabric that I'm using I really enjoy it. It's I believe it's R&R weathered shingles.
Ooh.
It's my only R&R I've ever used. And this one is like number 4 in my thing. Where is it? Maybe I don't have it written. Oh no, it's number 7. Yeah, R&R linen weathered shingles, 36 count. 36 count. Huh, that's why the 2 strands. I thought it was 32 count all this time.
Oh,
That's cool.
I
That's why it feels so thick.
hmm,
Hmm.
forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something. Oh, I don't think I'm loving the fabric that mine is on. I think because I pulled it out again, I was like, I still wasn't drawn to it.
Yeah.
And I really have to look at how much I have done to
Mhm.
see if like, oh, because I love the piece and I want the piece.
Yeah.
The fabric just isn't really, that was before I really had a good idea of what I liked in fabric, I think.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
think I bought it as a kit. I think you bought it and then I bought it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
All right.
very fun. Thank you for
Well,
letting me share.
I love it. Speaking of fabric, so last time I was here, I showed that I had started. I gotta find it. Everybody knows, I don't have to say it for the 100th time, but I love modern folk embroidery. I had started this piece.
Yes.
And I was like, I picked it up again, and the fabric, it was one of those, it was reminding me of my modern folk big family one.
I can't wait to get back in that one.
I am getting in the mood too. I really have to
Mhm.
get that out. But what I remember about that fabric is it's very hard to see. It's weird. I don't know if I started it. There is a place you're supposed to start on your fabric. You're supposed to have the salvage edge on your left or right. And I don't even know if the salvage is still on this fabric to check that, but it just was not stitching good at all.
Well, and is there another thing too with where the warp and the weft? Oh, like you're supposed to bring it up a whole the up and down thread, the warp is on the top?
I can never remember.
Me neither, because I think that was a reason for one of my pieces not feeling good. The stitches didn't look nice.
Well, that's how this feels. The stitches were not looking nice. I was struggling, and I was like, I'm just starting and I'm not enjoying this. Why would I keep going? And again, I think it's about stitch placement. I don't think it's about the fabric. But so I started over.
You started over?
But I had very little.
Very little. Yeah.
Very little. That's why I mean, very little. So, and I also had started it in, I want to say like 498, and I wanted to use this.
Oh yeah.
So that was the other piece. It's like, you've barely started. I can cut it, so I'm not wasting that fabric because it is nice fabric. I just don't think the stitch placement was right.
Make a button or a magnet or something out of it.
Out of what it is. Yeah. Like that's the thing. I didn't get rid of it. So I don't even know what this fabric is, to be honest with you. It's one that I had laying around that I dyed. And I always have like a pile where there's like one, I talked to you yesterday, like one little blue dot.
Yeah.
I can't sell it, but it's perfectly okay. So it's one of those pieces, but I love it.
Yeah, that red is so pretty. Do you like the feel of the floss?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's also very easy. Like this here, once I got it started, I didn't even have to look because I
love that.
Yeah, so it's funny because I did this last week, and this week I've been embroidering all week on that house. So this morning I picked this up. I was up at 4:40 this morning baking bread.
Okay.
This sourdough obsession of mine, because I have to time it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't up at 4. I was up at 4:40. I think I baked at about 6.
Yeah.
But I needed to get it in the oven before I left and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blah. Such a process. So then I sat down. I'm like, well, I'll just stitch on this for a while. I was craving like counted cross stitch. Oh, the needle just flows.
That's the best.
It's the best. So, yeah.
I had a needle that was just flowing, and I dropped it somewhere in the couch, cannot find it. And it was the perfect needle. It was sliding through. So I went and got a different needle, and I don't know what brand it was. And I could not thread the dumb thing. It was like fighting. And I worked with that needle for 10 minutes, and I said, screw it. And I threw that one away, and I got a different needle. And now I'm like 85% happy with the needle that I picked out. Cause I got a bunch of needles. I have no idea what brand. I need to just dump them and use what I like, because I finally then broke down and just opened. I bought myself some Peacemakers in 26, and I used it, and I just love Peacemaker, Peacekeeper, Peacekeepers,
Makers.
I don't know. It made peace. It made me have peace. So, and it kept the peace.
And the embroidery needle is much longer.
Oh, is it?
So I'm loving it. Is. And I don't know. There's probably other options that I haven't looked at right now. It's just what I have. I mean, they're good needles. I know I bought them and they're good needles, but they're long. So to pick up like a normal tapestry, oh my gosh, it's just heaven.
That was the other thing too. The tapestry needle that I picked up when I lost the other one was poking my finger and sticking, when I was, because I hold my finger behind and I just feel and it was like, oh, ow. And it was like, what?
So does it have a point on it? Because it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it just had
enough.
It didn't have it wasn't like what's that, ballpoint tapestry, but it was not I don't know.
Needles.
Needles make all the difference.
Needles. But yeah, that's all I've worked on.
Very nice.
I feel like I might have worked on something else, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I
know.
We've talked about it. I am such a monogamous stitcher. This working on 5 different things is, especially now with my brain being so fragmented, like it's so nice to just focus on one thing because it forces you, right? It's like, you don't have to like be really disciplined. It's like, no, here I am. Here's the piece.
Yep. That's how I'm feeling too. I love how I've got my bag that I have 3 pieces in between these floss tubes that I focus on. So when we're done here, I'm going to, which ones do I want to focus on? And then I want to start littler ones. I love having smalls.
I do too. And I have a couple of those that I started that we showed a couple of weeks ago. I haven't repicked them up. But I also, it's been crazy. Work has been crazy. So it's hard.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, let's talk now about organization, because we had a viewer who wrote to me a few weeks ago. I think 2 episodes ago, we were talking about project bags and how we identify. And I was saying, I've got the tag that you can take a picture or make a copy. And she sent pictures of what she's done. And her name is Dyann Cox. She said I could say her name. She actually lives like 15 minutes from the attic.
Oh,
and I'm so jealous.
I hear people say, I went to the attic this week, that or Colorado Stitcher Shop, like those 2 shops. I know there's plenty of other good ones too. Dying to Stitch. It makes me so forget what's like jealous, envious. There's 2 different definitions.
And happy for them.
Oh, absolutely. And happy for my wallet, but who cares?
I mean, there are some of us that are watching right now. I know I saw Somi Sarah. I think there's a hashtag for March, like getting to know your makers. I forget what it's called. And I think yesterday's was your local needlework shop. And she's like, I don't have anything in Northern Ireland. And I know it's just Etsy online. And I felt so bad for her. And then you've got people like Dyann who are right next to the attic. They can just pop in whenever they want to just get a skein if they want. No shipping charges.
I can't even imagine.
Inspired by everything. Dyann has done summer school too. So to be part of summer school would be amazing. But I want to share with everyone her organization. She sent me great pictures, and I'm going to try to use technology to our advantage by sharing my screen. We shall see if this works. And here we go. Do you see something there?
Oh, it's lovely.
Okay. So this is how Dyann has her floss management going. And do you see my pointer when I'm doing it?
Yes, I do. I feel
like, is it hot pink too? My hot pink pointer? Okay, so here we go. So look she just buys these badge holders, and I'll show you a picture later of the camera she uses. She has one of those little printers, I should say, the printer she uses.
I have one.
So this is her floss for the M&A sampler, and it looks like it's dyed cotton, so she puts it on a ring like that. And then this project here, I can't read exactly which one it is, but this is all her silks. She uses, looks like those floss away kind of bags. So that's, and I don't know what the stickers are. Oh, those are the little stickers. Those are the symbols. So she doesn't have to, refer to the sheet all the time. So that's a great idea. I wanted to share. These are her project bags that she makes. She is a quilter for eons and eons of years. She made her own clothing. She's a sewer with a capital S. But she stitches on these, I wonder if that's the same badge, and she just makes a little tab that then sews it on the front of her bag like that. We both have this fabric, don't we, Sue?
Yes. I was going to say that fabric looks really familiar.
Yep. And can we just say, look at these projects. Holy moly.
I know. Oh, to be this organized.
Yep. Here we go.
I'm wondering if I had someone come in and organize me. The problem is I don't think I could keep it organized. I think I would end up right where I am.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Once you go to this effort, maybe that makes you
Well, because I'm not good at putting it back in. Like I'm going to get right to it. So I'll leave it out. And next thing you know, there's 12.
Okay, these are her Ort bags that she made to match these
Ort
small
bag.
project bags. Look at how they all match, but these are little Ort jars. And I recently have put an Ort jar in my station. That makes all the difference. But this is a free pattern. Sew Me Someone, I forget. I'll put the link down below, but it's got the clear, I'll show in another picture it in operation, but there's a zipper here. And then this is just a pouch on the front. And let's see if I'm in order. So this is how it kind of works. She can put her glasses and scissors here, and then this keeps her floss contained. You know how we were talking about we need like a floss containment kind of pouch. So I might be having to make some of those up for myself.
Love.
And that is the ER 1821. Samplers remembered. Beautiful. Okay, now this is the printer she has, the Mini 2 Retro by Kodak. She wanted to share with us that.
I have a can. You can get them. They're really, really reasonable. I think mine was total of $100.
Yeah.
For a can. I use it for like when I journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's just some more of her projects. This is the bag she made for it. Look at, she made the Lori Holt's daughter tutorial tag. Again, the picture, Feast of Friendship.
I want to make that piece, by the way.
It is so pretty. I love that blue.
I do too.
Some more of her bags, just showing you don't have to have a camera. You can just, you know, if you want to stick one of those tags on the front of your bag and just write what it is. And this is how she stores all of her bags on the shelf in a basket. Now this is her wall of floss, and she does it by company, Weeks, Classic Colorworks. So she just uses a pegboard. Works. Now this is her table space when she went to summer camp at the attic. She made this mat, which we need to make a mat, Sue. We need a mat.
Can you imagine me showing up at a retreat with? Can you even imagine it? People would be like, "I'm not sitting with her."
I can't. Oh no, yeah, we're both of us are like Pigpen. We'll have like.
That's how I would feel. Like, wait. You know what I do with threads? I'm terrible. I literally throw them on the floor.
What does Winnie do?
Nothing. Then I vacuum them all up because I just like cut and throw.
This is going to be TMI. But I can't do that because one day we were outside by the pool and Percy has this thing hanging out of his rear end. Yeah, it was strings. And Brian's like, what is this? And he goes to pull it and it just kept coming and coming. Yeah, so that's why I have an Ort jar. But just look at this, is her Ort jar, her Ort thing, her mat matches. I just think that's so cute. I'm so glad she shared that with us, and that's so pretty.
Thank you. That is gorgeous.
Okay, and this is how easy is this? Get yourself a basket, some foam core board. She's got a label maker. You could just write on there, just to have all your fabric
everywhere.
See, that does not take a long time to do.
No. And I put it somewhere thinking I'm going to remember that's 40 count. I have no idea when I stitch on things what it is.
Yeah. So I think that concludes the slideshow.
Oh, what a lovely slideshow. Thank you for that.
I know, I love that. I love being able to share. Thank you, Dyann, so much for sharing that with us. And I think that it's awesome to be able to share what other viewers and subscribers are doing. So if you are doing anything unique you would like to send my way so we could share you on a segment.
We know how to share. I find that kind of stuff very inspiring.
Yes.
I do. Yes. Have you ever looked at the magazine Artist Studios or Women's? It's all about women creators and their space they work in. Yeah. They have not come knocking on my door yet.
I don't know you yet.
Anyways, it's very inspiring, and I love seeing other people's workspace.
I do too.
I do.
And I'm noticing what a huge difference it makes when you feel good in a space for your creativity. It has made all the difference. I've said it before, moving everything down here, cross stitch relating, and keeping upstairs sewing and knitting on one side. And having table space, like having a table that's usually available to work at.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to move things all the time.
Yeah, your space is looking great.
I am loving being down here, except for the lighting. I'm like, if you saw right now, I've got foam core boards up against the windows. I probably need to move the computer somewhere, but I really like working here and being able to look outside.
And you obviously don't have a laptop.
No.
Mm.
That would be nice, because I may do my iPhone upstairs occasionally and do that, but hopefully this is not distracting. We're podcasting a little later than usual.
Yes.
And it's a very sunny day.
It's beautiful here. My next job is to go out for a little while.
Yeah, it does look beautiful. It's like blue sky in your oven thing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. So many of you have watched or listened to Haptic and Hue.
Yes, and I started, and I haven't had a chance to keep going. I've got to.
Yes, you have to. I've got my mom on it, and she'll text me after she's listened to an episode. She thinks, oh, maybe we were working on those quilts that they talked about. Yeah.
You know what I have to do is I have to find a starting point and just keep going. What I did is I started one, and then I started another one. And I've just got to again, focus, and they would start at the beginning of the year at least.
Yeah. And season 4 is coming out in April. So that'll be a great time to start. I started with season 3, absolutely loved it. Did 2, and I'm almost done with 1, and they're good. They're really good too. But she's really gotten into who she wants to be. Found her voice. Yeah, she really, I think word got out, and she got some really good
Okay, so that's my goal, is season 3.
Yeah, I would work my way backwards.
Yeah.
The other podcast I've been listening to from probably the last couple of years is Longthread Media. They're the company that owns Weaving Magazine, all of our hobbies magazines. Longthread, it's called the Longthread Podcast, and it's interviews. It's stories of cloth, thread, and their makers. And I highly, highly recommend the latest episode. Listen to an episode with Karen Selk. She and her husband own Treenway Silks.
Her name sounds familiar, but that doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, and she has a book coming out the end of this year called Wild Silk Seeker. She and her husband have retired or are in the process of retiring and giving. Is my dog wanting to get out?
Look,
Percy, we're talking here.
It's so little.
You will be so. Oh, she talks about her life and her just going all over the globe learning about wild silk for the last 40 or 50 years of her life. And this book just sounds like it's going to be a wealth of knowledge.
Wow.
I mean, we love our silk for stitching. This is where the silk actually comes from. She talks about the different types of moths and the people who harvest these moth silk, and it's fascinating. I could listen to her forever and ever, but that episode is phenomenal.
Love it.
Start there, but then work your way back to it.
It's so the Longthread Podcast.
Yeah, Longthread, and it's Longthread Media is the company. If you go to longthreadmedia.com online, they have a lot of resources. I think it broke off from, I think it was called something else like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that you would know. Really? Interweave? I think it's a bunch of Interweave magazines, maybe left Interweave. I don't know.
That could be.
I don't know the story there. But silk is so fascinating. And, the silk that we know of is just one of like a gajillion different types of silks. And I just cannot imagine finding silk Moths in the Wild, like she did. Anyway, great story. Even the business aspect of it, like how can she and her friend go to India and figure out where silk is made in these small villages, and just working with the government there, and
Wow.
courageous to go to India. Her and her girlfriend, when they were in their 20s, young 20s, just, well, let's go see where it's made. Hop
Wow.
on a plane. Yeah. It's a fascinating life
Very
story
cool.
on top of it. What about you? Anything fun you've come across this week?
Probably nothing appropriate.
We got into our book. We had our little book discussion
Yes.
with friends on the
Loving it.
Warren book.
Yes, but we binged Finding Anna on Netflix, which the whole rest of the world has done.
You got through it all?
I think it's gone a little too long.
Yes.
It's gone a little too long. I think we fell asleep at the last one.
Yeah.
But the reason I love it is, and I should know her name, Anna, who's also in Ozark.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love her as an actress.
Mhm.
And Dave even said this. He said, I never could picture her as anybody but Ruth on Ozark. Because she's such a character on there. And then to shift to this character, pretty fabulous. And I like a lot of the people in it.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling. I want to watch the real Dateline about.
Yes. Maybe I should do that first. I'm having a hard time with it.
Are you?
Mhm.
Again, I love her. And honestly, I would probably watch anything with her in it.
Yeah, you're the second person to say that. I had no idea. I haven't seen Ozark or anything that she's been in.
Oh,
and so
Ozark.
I don't know. I just never have.
You should.
I know.
Okay, you know what I started?
What?
I watched another one, but I don't know if it's appropriate, so I probably won't talk about it. But I started The Crown.
Oh, you've never seen The Crown?
No, because I've started it so many times. And this time I'm like, I am not going to rewatch the same episodes over and over. I am committing to it.
Yeah.
Because I kept watching the first three, and then it's like, okay. And then it's a very hard show to watch while I'm working. And it's very rare that I just sit here and watch something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily want to watch it with Dave, because then I'm committed to his time schedule. And I have a really hard time with that when I love something.
Me too.
So, and I don't know that he would love it so much that so I have restarted that. I really enjoy it. I just have to find the time.
Yeah. Are you episode? I think it's 7.
No. I think I'm on.
Make sure you don't watch it with your mother or something.
Oh, okay. I won't, believe me. No,
You'll know the one when you see it. And of course, that's when George decides to come, downstairs, or, or Alex. Even Brian, I'd be a little like, oh my gosh.
Really? I can't even imagine, because it's so proper.
It's the episode where her sister, what's her name? Queen Anne.
With the guy.
With the photographer, yes.
Oh, okay.
But it's the photographer and another girlfriend. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, now I'm going to have to watch
Sorry, Hannah R. and Rachel.
Yeah, so I've been going to bed so early. I am so tired.
Yeah.
So I've not been staying up really late. I did get all the fabric. The linen dyed.
Oh yeah, a little update there. Oh, your 40 count of it that I have in my hand. And I got a new toy upstairs that is ironing things just beautifully. So
it's amazing. I love that video. And I bought myself a new iron, which I'm really loving.
Yep. So we are both new ironing people.
I'm not an ironer. Like I'm a terrible ironer. I just iron it enough so that I can fold it and get it in the box.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. And then I finish it off. It's so cool. It's a steam press thing. But the steam comes, and if you don't quickly put it down, you get this facial, which is, look at my skin. It's soft and supple from yesterday.
I thought it was fascinating to watch.
I wanted to, get you might want to get one someday. You never know. But anyways, we're really excited about the colorway. We've nailed down the whole concept. And I've ordered a few things, and look at this. Oh, did you hear that?
Oh, Percy.
Where are you?
I think Winnie would really like Percy.
Percy would think he's as big as Winnie.
Yeah, I think I'd probably have fun together.
Oh, he's on the other side of the door trying to get in. He's like, that's our sign.
Bye.
Well, it's a big weekend for stitchers. We've got the watching on Instagram, the needlework market.
Brings back so many memories. I think I did that show for 3 years.
Wow.
It's a hard show. It's as a vendor, I found it to be a really hard show. You're bringing everything.
Somebody was saying, if you look at the number of vendors that are there, if you're a shop and you wanted to hit every single vendor, you'd only get 6 minutes of time in each shop.
Yeah.
Something like that, with the time allotted.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
there's
gosh.
very few elevators. So in order to get your stuff up and down, I still have dreams about getting to the airport and getting all my stuff packed, because I'd always have a really tight window when the show ended to get to the airport, because I was always very anxious to get home.
Yeah.
And I remember, and those are the days where I was lugging like gigantic crates by myself.
Wow.
On a wheelie thing. And I can still picture that exact elevator, and hoping it would come up and hoping I could get everything in it. And
did you have your own room? Wow. Oh my gosh.
it was very stressful. I don't enjoy shows. I never enjoyed shows.
Yeah.
There's so much emotion involved with getting there. First of all, being ready, then getting there, and setting up, and will I do well? Because I entered the industry at the end when it was really not a strong industry. And so it was a gamble. You're spending all this money, and then
travel. Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing to do. I wish everyone so much luck and success. The cross stitch industry is so different right now that they will do well. Oh,
there's some beautiful stuff coming out. I know I have my eye on for the shop, and I don't know. Enjoy Instagram this weekend, everyone.
And good luck to everyone there. And
yep, absolutely. I think that's it. I don't really have any other shop update other than there's some items that are back in the shop, and I don't know, just come check me out. We've got some fun things.
Yes. Yes.
And thank you for everyone who's bought our fabrics and my kits. I appreciate the business so much, and I just love packaging everything up to you guys. I just feel like I'm sending you a little just fun package. Oh, I love when I receive things in the mail. So yeah.
Percy, I love that that's Percy, not Winnie. I know.
I saw Winnie when you were talking. She went, she went around the.
Dave's probably coming down for his lunch. All right.
Brian's getting restless too. Oh yeah, I get to take Brian to his colonoscopy appointment this afternoon. So we've been having that fun today and last night. Wow, this is really going down. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next episode. Do you want to close us out as well, Sue?
It was enough. I did the opening.
Okay. Peace out.
Bye.